Hello, welcome to another Daily Digest video. I'm Merriam. Today I am playing some Modern with a human/soldier tribal deck. We get a lot of overlap. Basically every creature in the deck is a human soldier, I think except for Mirran Crusader. So you get to play Champion of the Parish, Thalia's Lieutenant, and Field Marshal. You can cross tribal streams there to get the third Lord in a otherwise just pretty typical white weenie shell. I like Brave the Elements a lot. Used to play with it in Standard. And think the card is just high enough in power level and versatility to see Modern play, and we'll see how it goes. Opponent kept 7. This hand is not great. The Goose Quarter messes up our mana with a double white card. We don't have any way to cast this Brave the Elements. We have a turn 1 champion, but nothing to follow it up with, so I'm actually going to mulligan this hand, hoping for something a little bit more explosive. And this one's pretty nice with a triple 1-drop opening. So definitely going to keep this and hope to find a Lord. I don't really want another Flagstones. Don't need a third land drop right now. We'll find it at some point. I'm just looking for Thalia's Lieutenant and Field Marshal. And we're off. Gonna lead on the Soldier, I think. I think I'd rather not have Kythian die to a turn 1 removal spell, and I want to play a 2-power creature on turn 1. Valakut. That is not good. Typically, big mana decks are quite good against decks that flood the board with creatures. They probably have some sweepers in their deck. We don't really have a lot of interaction. So this matchup is going to be tough. Farseek, okay. At least it's not Sakura Tribe Elder that can get a nice little block in. But still not the best to see a turn 2 ramp spell. Okay, well, good thing I scried that first land to the bottom, because now we've drawn 2 more. But I'll get my attack force down and hope we do not see a main deck Anger of the Gods or Sweltering Suns, because I can't beat that in a million years. Usually when they have it, they tap pretty quickly, but it might just be thinking they can beat me in other ways. Explore. Ugh, this could still be double land drop into Anger. That would be a major beating. There's 1 land drop. Okay, and a tapped land, so no sweeper. Excellent. We have a shot. Well, this Champion of the Parish came at an awkward time. And let's see. So they didn't have a lightning bolt here to prevent the Kythian from flipping, so that's cool. So they'll take 5, go to 11. I'll transform this thing. I'll give this thing indestructible. Sure. And play a Champion of the Parish. Could be seeing a Primeval Titan here. That would be pretty good from our opponent. Right now I have 8 power on board. So any sort of Anthem effect can produce a lethal attack. What does Primeval Titan do now? There are 4 mountains. They go, ooh, yeah, a 5th mountain here, and they just get Valakut Mountain and get to trigger it twice. Drawing the 1 Valakut was pretty good. I'm going to have to path the Primeval Titan with the trigger on the stack, too, to make that easier. Yep, there's a prime time. So if I path the Primeval Titan now with the trigger on the stack, they get another mountain, deal 3 to something, and then get Valakut Mountain, deal 6 to something, and kill Champion plus Gideon. And I'm left with 3 power on board, and they have 2 Valakuts in play. Oh no! Oh, well, this is I have a Ghost Quarter. Wow, why am I okay? No, this is actually great. So I can Oh, this Ghost Quarter is incredible. So I Ghost Quarter the Valakut, get that out of the way, then put the Primeval Titan trigger on the stack, and path it. They get a basic land, but there are no Valakuts to play at that point. And the best they can do at that point is get Valakut and a mountain land and get one Valakut trigger, which doesn't even kill Gideon. They would probably kill Champion with that. And then I have 7 power in play. And they have to pay for a pact on their turn. Oh man, I'm so glad I noticed this thing. The Ghost Quarter is critical. Had it all. Whew. They are going to have what, 6, 7, 8, 9 lands in play, so they'll untap, pay 4 for Pact, and still have 5 mana in play. So we're actually just dead to Escape Shift, unless we kill them on our turn. But that's the best we can do. Oh wow, they just found 2 Valakuts. So I guess that because they're at exactly 10, they're not dead to any human this way. But if they kill the champion, they're still dead to any Anthem? No. They wouldn't have, unless this doesn't become a human when you animate it, right? Oh, it does. Becomes a human soldier. So I guess they'd still be dead to any Anthem I drew, because I'd have 7 power across 3 humans. So that's probably a fine play for them to just get the 2 Valakuts. It's better if they don't have the Scape Shift. That was not a good draw. Not good at all. Well, we definitely have to zero this. Yeah, did they only deal themselves 1 point of damage from their mana base? That's a tilt. They have 3 cards in hand. If I crack the clue, what am I drawing to? I'm not going to play another 1 mana creature, am I? And I guess I might. Am I going to, if they play land Primeval Titan after paying for the Pact, they play 6th Mountain, have 2 Valakut triggers, and then get 4 more Valakut triggers. That's 6 triggers, which is just short of killing me if I use the Rising Canopy. And there's also the potential that if they need to play a Primeval Titan, that they need to fetch to do it. And if I find a 1 mana creature, I can get them to 1 and turn off any fetch lands. I'm dead to Escape Shift regardless. I could also find a Ghost Quarter off this clue. I think there's 1 more. Yeah, I think I should crack the clue. So this is another... So say I go to 19 and play this and put them to 1, and now they have 6 triggers to throw around. Those 6 triggers can be... Yeah, they can put 1 at each of my 4 creatures and 2 at the Gideon to exactly wipe my board. But I don't think that... It's not like holding back the Kytheon's going to beat that. I'll just have nothing. I'll just have this Kytheon in my hand, and there's the potential that they can't be able to do it. Like I said, if they have a fetch land now, so I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to play this. I can beat an Anger. I guess I can't beat land Anger because the land deals with Gideon. And I feel like I'm going to end 1 short this game. Yeah. Pay for your Pact. 1 damage short. Just have to hope their hand is not very good. That is a mountain. Where are these Valakut triggers going? They're going upstairs. I feel like I'm dead. And it looks like they're going upstairs. Oh no, they could be there. Are they killing Gideon? No. First one resolves. I take 3. Yeah, I might just be dead. I guess triple ramp spell here and I'm dead. 2 ramp spells and they're 1 point short. But if their hand is just 3 ramp spells, that'll get me. Oh no, they just have the scape shift. Yeah, that'll do it. They have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they have plenty of mountains left. Well, 1 point short that game. Close one. Very close. Well, our sideboard is pretty poor for this matchup. Rest in Peace, Stony Silence, Disenchant are all not good. Core Firewalker might be okay. It doesn't die to their removal spells. Dismember seems like it has to be bad. And I don't think Mirren Crusader is good because it dies so easily to their stuff. Agents of the Gods, at least, it prevents me from dying immediately to Scape Shift. They have to kill it first. And it's just another 2-drop creature when I'm cutting some Crusaders. And I guess Pithing Needle can name Secure Tribe Elder, Wooded Foothills, and potentially Colony Heart Expedition if they have that. But I don't think usually see Explorer and Expedition. But I'll still try 1 Needle. 3 Braves might also be excessive. It's good against the sweepers, which they probably have a fair number of. At this point, I've cut 2 creatures and 2 removal spells for 3 creatures and a Pithing Needle. I think that's fine. We'll run it like this. I will play first. This is a pretty good hand. We get to curve quickly. We're kind of weak to any sort of sweeper, but most of our hands are going to be weak to those cards anyway. We don't really have much disruption. Opponent mulligan, that's a good sign. And they scry to the top, less good of a sign. If they have a lightning bolt, I'd rather the soldier die, I think. Yeah. If I can draw another 1-drop here and flip this Kythian before an anger, that would be really nice. Spend search is not what I want to see. So now I guess I play the Firewalker, although it awkwardly doesn't get pumped by Thalia's Lieutenant. I could play the Lieutenant. No, I'm trying to figure out how I can potentially get more things out of anger range on turn 3, but I don't think I can. And if I'm going to have to play an anger, I think playing the Firewalker next is good. So play a Firewalker and Mushy for 2. I also might need a life point here with this Canopy in play. I want to stay above 18. Whoa. Did my opponent just F6 through their turn? I think they did. So I was saying I want to stay above 18 so that Scape Shift on 7 lands isn't lethal. If they don't have a second land, it felt like they with how quickly it went through, it felt like they just tried to F2 here on this search trigger and accidentally F6'd. In which case they could very easily just get a mountain off this, play another red source, and play a sweeper. If that's the case, then playing the Field Marshal is probably best here. I get to get in for 6. And then have an 8-point attack next turn. which seems pretty good. And I can make it a 10-point attack with the lieutenant. And I only lose 2 creatures that way if they have the sweeper. So I'm going to play the field marshal. And Mushy for 6. Core Firewalker is a soldier, but not a human. The lone card in the deck with that distinction. If they don't have the Anger here or Sweltering Suns, they're going to be in rough shape. They might need 2 sweepers here, or sweeper into Obstinate Baloth. Man, they just never take any damage. Yeah, they have the Anger. Yes, I will. Get that life back. Well, I guess I should have thrown away Kithian, knowing I was going to draw another copy. It's better for me to play 2 1-drops here, or 1-drop plus 2-drop. So they're both 4 power this turn, but then Lieutenant gets to pump both, which I think is better. So I'm going to play 2 1-drops. This also potentially saves a point of damage. And we can hope they don't have another sweeper here. Well, pretty confident that they have more lands here and just accidentally gave us the extra turn. So this is tap Stomping Ground, second Anger. Okay, search. That's not the worst. That's not the end of the world. Ooh. I'm going to play the Lieutenant first. If my opponent has a Bolt and uses it on the Kithian, I want to play this other Kithian on my next turn, I think. If they do have the Bolt, then my attack is for 5, and they can have 5th Mountain, Primeval Titan into Valakut Mountain and get 1 Bolt off and kill the Firewalker that way and leave me with 2 creatures, which does not leave me in good shape without a path. But so I'm rough to a prime time. But if they don't have the Bolt, then they take 8 here and go to 2, and I play Thraben Inspector afterwards. But then I really need the Inspector to be a 2/3. So actually, I think I should Inspector first. No, but the Inspector makes the Lieutenant a 2-power thing. But I can do that with a Kithian. Yeah, I think I should Inspector first, because if they don't have the Bolt, then getting them to 2 and making a bunch of 2-power things is the easiest way for me to win. So let's play that. Oh, and it looks like my opponent F6, so I don't think they have the Bolt. I'm still at 19, so I'm not dead to 6th land, 2-mana ramp spell, Scape Shift, because of the 1 life I gained off of this Firewalker, so that's nice. And I will attack you for 8. And now, oh, now I get to flip Kithian. And so I get to make something indestructible. I guess it'll be the Soldier. I don't want it to be Core Firewalker. I want to protect something else against a Sweeper. Yeah, so why not this thing? I don't know, maybe they have some multicolored card that they play here. I get another life. Think I'm going to get this one. Yeah, all it took was them gifting me a free turn. So that was nice of them. I still see no reason to have more Needles in my deck, nor to have Mirror Crusader or any of these other cards. So we'll run as is. And Thalia is a good one in this matchup. But no 1-drop is tough. Um, I could like Pithing Needle, Sakura Tribe Elder, and then play Thalia and try to get him. And then I have a Ghost Quarter. Uh, yeah, this is just a lot of my best cards. I can protect the Thalia potentially, although its Brave will then cost 2, which is going to be really awkward, and I don't have a land to cast Brave right now anyway. I think I'm going to try to keep this and hope for the best. It's not great. If it had a 1-drop, it would be quite good, but it's close enough. If I draw a champion into a Plains, that would be nice. Ooh, maybe this time they'll actually deal themselves a fair bit of damage. Champion of the Parish, please. Not Field Marshal. This is not really the matchup for that. So all of my creatures are soldiers, and there's one creature that's not a human, which is the 1-core Firewalker, so I should name Soldier. I imagine they will crack this Arid Mesa in response. A wise choice. And we'll hope they have a bunch of Sakura Tribe Elders in their hand. Oh man, I thought about naming Wooded Foothills, but ooh, no 2-mana ramp. I like seeing that. Ooh, I also like seeing a 3rd land. That's Thalia. Okay, that entered tap. That's a good sign. No Lightning Bolt. Now, what ramp spell are they going to cast? Feels like they have to have an Anger here, right? Given how slow their hand has been. Oh, yes, that is perfect. So I'm going to attack for 2. And I'm only going to play the Kithian here to hold up Brave. It's a little bit of a slow play. I might lose the game as a result, but the way they played just suggests Anger so hard here. And if I can get them to play it here, where it makes sense, and Brave it. No, they just untap and play a Search. And now they're 1 land away from a Primeval Titan. And that's not what I wanted to see. It's fairly unlikely that they had a Search, given that they didn't suspend it on either of the first 2 turns. So they've drawn it in the last 2 turns. So I think I'm getting pretty punished for this play, but I think the play itself was right. And at this point, I'm just so dead to land Primeval Titan that I think I just have to jam and hope there's no Anger, even though I think there is one. Take 6. This feels like a game I would have won on the play. Because I would have landed the Thalia and then been able to play Field Marshal on 3 and then Kithian on 4. And had a lot more pressure here without playing into the Anger. But on the draw, I'm going to end up just slightly short again. Yeah, there's the Anger. Just right on time. This game can be very frustrating sometimes. They did really. I think they just read me for Brave, which is good on their part. Probably would have won this game if they had gone for the Anger on turn 4. 10. thinking about how to sequence the two drops, whether I want to put the have a counter on Thalia or a counter on Lieutenant. I think I want to have a counter on Lieutenant. I can potentially get Lieutenant very big. Maybe it can rumble with something. But at this point, I feel pretty dead, unless their hand is very bad. They got multiple Tribe Elders still left that I managed to strand. But Thalia and Brave is definitely an awkward combo. Yeah, and there's the prime time. Again, just getting 2 Valakutes. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Man. Set an expensive hand with Thalia to go with this Brave, multiple Field Marshals, no turn, no 1-drop. It's just so hard to get ahead and be able to establish a board while holding up the Brave with the context of my hand. If I'd had one of those hands that was more ones, or like 1-drop Thalia, 1-drop, something like that, and I can have the anger up the entire time. Hmm. Um, I played Thalia on turn 2. Oh yeah, and then they just played Land Go on turn because they were on the play. Yeah, that was the other thing, is that they were on the play this game. And that was also hard to beat. I can't beat this prime time. Best case scenario, if I ghost quarter a Valakut, I take 3, go to 17. They attack with prime time. They can get Valakut Mountain, deal me 6 from those 2 triggers and 6 with the prime time. I go to 5, and I'm dead to any mountain or ramp spell in their hand. So I'd have to play another creature, and then I guess I'd play the Firewalker, and my Brave doesn't protect it from a trigger, so it just dies to one of these triggers anyway, no matter what I do. And then I'm just in the same spot where I can't even draw path, and I'm dead to this prime time. Yeah. Kind of reasonable, pretty close games. I think my opponent probably handed me the second one with their misclick, but the 2 games they won, I was really in it and just barely short. I think if I had a 1-drop in that game, I could have played around anger better and maybe stolen it at the end, especially with the Brave to maybe falter the Primeval Titan. But just a little bit short in both those games. It was 1 point short in game 1 and just barely short there with a slightly awkward draw in game 3. In a matchup that is probably among the worst for a deck like this. Usually those creature decks are really bad against Scapeshift, and we don't really have any of the good hate cards against them. We have Thalia, but we don't have Lean and Arbiter the way the Death and Taxes decks do. We don't have even Mind Sensor in the sideboard, something like that. So not really good disruption for the matchup, just really trying to race, and we ran afoul of sweepers. But hope you enjoyed watching it, and you can come back and see me on... not really sure when this one's going up. New Year's is kind of throwing things for a loop, but whatever the next day is, probably on a Wednesday or Friday. But bye.